Well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, 2025.
We made it to 2025.
Yeah, we made it. The drones and all. We made it.
The aliens haven't come for us yet.
Yeah.
How was your holiday?
It was great. Kids loved it. Got everything they wanted. We got sick.
We got sick too.
Mm-hmm.
You had...
I had neuro,
which is tummy.
It was terrible.
Up.
The whole family had it.
Up and out. At the same time.
Yes.
If you can hear a little bit, my family had the rhinovirus, which is head cold, rhino, nose, cold, but something evil. It was like the Black Plague.
Yeah. It was lurking around our area, right? Everyone was getting sick.
The Black Plague.
Couldn't avoid it.
But we're back.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. We skipped a week.
Mm-hmm.
But it fell like right on Beverly Hills. Like Christmas was on Christmas Eve, but we definitely are into a new Southern Charm.
We are,
and we're here to talk about it in the new year. Also, Southern Charm news.
Mm-hmm.
Paige busted it out on Ageless Squad that her and Craig broke up.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Wasn't too surprised because did you hear there was a lot of buzz about them breaking up prior to this? Like it was just like little sprinkles of things in the news.
Well, they had already broken up. I'm guessing they broke up probably like after Thanksgiving. And she said they had a couple of times to deal with it on their own before they said anything.
They probably needed that time to deal with it. And maybe because Southern Charm was premiering, they didn't want to overshadow it with that. I don't know.
What do you mean premiering?
Well, if they broke up around Thanksgiving, that is around the time that Southern Charm premiered. I think it premiered in the very beginning of December.
Oh, you're probably right.
So maybe they didn't want to overshadow it.
And he was at her family's house for Thanksgiving, so I'm just guessing it happened like around that time.
Yeah.
If she's saying a couple of weeks and here it is New Year's Eve.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And again, not wanting to interfere with other things.
Paige just, to me, didn't like Craig.
She didn't seem too into him. Like if I was going to guess who broke up with who, I would always think it would be Paige breaking up with Craig.
Yeah, for sure. And I just always thought that she was just always like, you're okay, fine, whatever.
Like, I don't care.
And that might just be her personality, and that's just the way she is, the way it is. But I don't know. She was not for him.
No.
At all.
I say they're like Bravo's it couple. They're a beautiful couple. I love them together. They're really.
I don't think Paige is that pretty at all, and I think Paige better get on it before whatever she's got is gone. Like I don't know. I don't think Paige is that attractive.
Okay.
I think but that's me. I mean,
that's
beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Not that she's unattractive.
Right.
She's just. I don't know. She's got a weird body. She walks around in her underwear. Like, what is she wearing?
That's one of her signature looks.
I don't think she's all that in a bag of chips is what she thinks she is.
I think it's the way she projects herself is I'm very confident, and confidence is attractive.
She does a lot of laying in bed. Like
she does that. Yeah.
There's a lot of laying in bed there. There's not a lot of get up and go. I mean, I think she wants you to think there is. I don't know. Not that I'm not. I'm not even not a Paige fan. I'm just like calling what I see like on the TV.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Oh, I think we all observe that. Yes, you're
you know
right.
What I mean. Like I think she's fine.
She's and she is very much with Craig. Like. Whatever. I don't care. Oh, yeah, I love you too. It's like even when he's like, I love you and I want kids, and he's all into the really relationship. He's a relationship guy.
She's not really into him.
Not so much. So yes, I am not surprised. So you weren't surprised?
Not surprised at all.
No.
I just was waiting for it. Like, come on.
When is this going to happen?
And she didn't want to have kids anytime soon. And he was on Southern Charm talking about it. So last night's episode, he's talking about like, well, Paige, we're not going to have, kids for another 3 years. And he's like, well, it was Paige's idea. But then, I thought, okay, it's a good idea.
She doesn't even seem like she's near ready to have kids.
Or near ready to get married.
Yeah. And her career with Giggly Squad especially is really taking off. So she's got a million things going on, and her summer house is about to
leave
premiere.
New York, and I don't blame her. Like, do what you want to do.
Yeah, she doesn't. That's a thing too. When you see her on Southern Charm, she just seems so uncomfortable there.
Yeah, she's not.
Like, I don't want to be in Charleston. I don't belong in Charleston.
Right.
And Craig loves Charleston.
And he's right. That's
and I think he's trying to convince himself, I love New York.
He's made his little backyard on clay for them.
My backyard.
Cool. And she doesn't want to be like hanging out just with the kids. Like, he's ready to be married and have a family. Like, he's there.
Yeah.
So
she seems over it before it even started.
Exactly. So bye-bye, Paige and Craig.
Bye-bye. And he did remove. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
He did remove. He has a collection from his pillow website. It's the Paige collection. It is removed.
Is it? Oh, that's great.
It's gone. Yeah.
I love it.
It's like, I think it was like this page can no longer be found.
Back order.
Page can't be found.
Back order. Meaning, bye-bye, bitch.
So I think he's probably a little hurt.
He was out on New Year's Eve or something with like, I want to say like all these very hot women, but like,
yeah,
I want to
fine.
say it was Wayne Gretzky. Could that be it? Like,
somebody
Gretzky. I was like, what? No.
Well, he has a daughter who's very attractive. Wayne Gretzky does. I don't know if she's married though or not.
He was with some hot people. That's all I know. And I don't know. She was supposedly with some comedian or something that no one cares about.
Well, by the way, there was a rumor that I was reading something that she might have. I don't know if she cheated, but she might be with somebody else already, hanging out. And it might be a comedian.
Well, good for her.
These are little items.
Go enjoy a New York comic. That will be the worst decision of your life, Paige.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Ick.
All right.
As a former comic,
do you
dating comedians is not advised.
Do you think her partner on Giggly Squad, what's her name, Hannah? Do you think she's funny?
No. She's not funny for a minute.
I don't really hear her too much, but
not for one second. She was nothing but a hoe on that show, and then
was she a hoe? I didn't watch it then. She was a hoe. She was hooking up with everybody on the show.
She was just gross. Like,
okay.
Oh, I find her to be disgusting.
Well, she did have an ill-timed joke on a Netflix special about Blake Lively. I saw a clip of that.
Yeah. What was it? What was the joke?
I think it was, do we think Blake Lively is the C word? Or I thought I wasn't calling her the C. I can't. It was making fun of her before the lawsuit came out.
I think it was during the suit, or maybe it was while it was. I don't know. But, and like, is this?
I thought it was
Blake Lively saying like, I've heard enough. Like,
I don't really want to hear about it anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about it anymore. Like, I get it. No. You're a big movie star, and
it's fine.
I know. An asshole Reynolds. I cannot stand him. Okay. Maybe it's because maybe it's because I have rhinovirus. I hate everybody today. But
is he an asshole in real life?
No, I mean, I've met him a few times. But
did you?
Listen, it's not about anything personal. He worked out at the same gym as I did, like with every other celebrity in Hollywood.
Okay,
and however.
Wasn't the friendliest?
I don't know. It's not even that. It's not personal. I just find him to be not funny at all.
Okay.
His sarcasm, like, to me, it's
all right.
I don't see what's there. I don't get it.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, what is the big hoopla over this dude? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
Deadpool. Ugh. I thought it was the worst. The worst. I mean.
You know, sometimes with people, it could be a little bit of charm, a little bit of looks, and a little bit of luck.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a little bit of everything.
A little bit,
but
not like
not a lot of it. Not a lot of it. Not for him to be is mammoth. I'm looking at my wall right now. I'm sorry, we're in the living room, and I'm looking at all my pictures on the wall, and they're so crooked and crazy and out of like
they look great.
It looks like a serial killer lives here. Like, what's happening? They're all crooked. It must be when the door slams because the outside door on that wall.
It shakes.
But I need to get up there and straighten that out. It's making me crazy.
All right. Like, from my eye, it looks good.
No, it's not. It's all crooked. They're all messed up. My family's everybody's on the slant. Anyhow, all right. So now that I'm in this positive, fabulous mode, no, I'm teasing, but those are just my real thoughts on these people.
No, that's what we're here for. We're here to talk about our real thoughts.
But I want to talk about Southern Charm and how much I love that.
I love it. This episode was There was nothing crazy that came out of this episode, but
No.
it's just a good show.
But you know what? I find it fascinating now that Madison is the queen bee of it all, because she was just
She really
the little
is.
hairdresser girl. You know what I mean? And she was actually doing hair on the show.
She was working
now
for the show
she's
as the
like-
hair and makeup person,
Now
right?
she's the queen bee of it, and it makes me giggle. I'm not a huge Madison fan either.
Okay, you're not. Can you tell me why? Because I really like her.
Oh, it's great. No,
Yeah. Is it because she's a pot stirrer a little
I feel
bit?
like she's just, I don't know. I just was so turned off by her and Austin and their whole.
That was a really bad one.
that whole
relationship.
I mean, I'm way turned off by him, and I don't dislike Madison. I'm just not a huge Madison fan.
Right. And
Don't
she's got
dislike her.
some
She's
crazy
a very pretty lady. I feel bad for her now with Brett and this whole cancer thing.
Yeah, me
I feel
too.
more bad for him, really. And I feel like she
Oh, yeah.
kind of, I don't know, I feel like there's a big hole in their relationship. I just don't see the connection there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just don't, maybe it's just I just don't find them interesting.
And I think that they don't show enough of them
Yeah, like
together
her little boy
to
is
feel like what is
cute.
that connection. He just kind of appeared.
Yeah.
And then it's
And
like
he's
you see
very
little
quiet.
spurts of him. He's very good stepdad.
Yeah, he's
right?
very quiet though. He's very
quiet.
boring.
He's very opposite of her.
He's just boring, I feel like. And I feel like he's hot. He's fun to look at.
Yeah.
But there's nothing there. So it's hard to, and I feel bad about the cancer. So now
No,
it's just a
not good
downer.
because they found a spot.
Yeah, on his kidney. And they were talking about that. And she kind of came out with it last week when we didn't do a podcast last week. So
Right.
yeah, just hope he's doing great, doing better. Hopefully he's fine.
Yeah. I mean, they want to have plans to have a baby.
Yeah.
There's all these
Well,
things.
she already has a child, so it's not like I'm feeling even that much bad about that. Like, I think that'll happen for them.
Yeah.
I just feel like, it's kind of a downer.
It is a downer. And I
they're
think
not spending
for
too
her,
much
she
time
seems
on
to finally have found happiness. Even if he's a little boring, she might need a little boring because she's a lot, right?
Yeah,
she's a big personality.
Yeah.
So I think
She's
it might be a
alright.
good balance for her. But
Well, I just want to talk about the new woman named Salley, who spells her name Salley.
I'm very impressed.
Why did they spell her name with an E?
Okay, I didn't
It's
know
making
that.
me
Was it?
immediately hate her. It's making me immediately hate everything about her.
Okay.
I'm only kidding. No, but Salley with an EY. Like, who did that to you? It's like Salley. Hi, Salley.
Be a little different.
But she makes $400,000 a year, so I guess that's
Pretty
making up for
impressive.
the E there. What does she do? Robotic surgeries?
Yes, she does robotic. She manages the robot in spinal surgery.
Oof.
So I guess she's not a doctor, but she's some kind of, she's elevated almost to that
well-trained.
status.
Wow.
I mean, they're not calling her doctor, but that's a very important job
I don't know.
and a
wait,
well-paying
but Where
job.
did she come from? Who is she friends with again? Like, where did she pop up from?
I think she is friends with Molly. I think she's Molly's friend.
Oh, I forgot about Molly.
Molly, they didn't show Molly in this last episode.
Yeah, Molly wasn't. And
Right.
why is Rodrigo on this show? Can someone remind me of this? Like, what in God? Vanita's not even,
They didn't show her at all.
not barely even there. They have nothing. to
Leva was on
give.
for like a minute.
Leva hasn't been in any episodes either. She's just been sort of in the background. So
She just talked with
it's
JP
really-
for a minute in this one. What
it's
seemed like a
really
minute.
the Craig, Shep, and Austin show.
It is. Yes. And Madison.
And Whitney.
Oh,
Oh, we could talk about Whitney.
can
Oh,
we talk about
God.
Whitney later?
We'll
He's
talk
just
about
so
Whitney. I don't know. He looks like a lesbian musician at this point. I don't know what's happening.
Katie Lang.
He looks like a Katie Lang. Yeah, he's kind of got a Katie Lang vibe going on.
You're right.
I don't know what's going on there. Let's talk about Taylor, who wants to get engaged to guest on. Taylor, you are the thirstiest.
Taylor is not making sense
She
this
is
season
the
to me.
thirstiest, worst. I thought she's the worst. All she
She
is
doesn't
her.
fit in this puzzle of this show.
All she is some thirsty little
No.
girl who wants to like have a guy. All she talks about is like sex. Oh, he's great sexually. Like, and
well,
then
I think Gaston is a big player
he is
because he was with Salley, right? Who he cheated on.
ew.
Now he's with Taylor,
The whole
and they're
thing-
not. He's not showing himself much.
The whole thing makes me feel dirty and gross. Like,
Yeah.
it just makes me want to go like, ew, pull yourself together, Taylor. Get a job.
Yeah, what does she do?
Do something. I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
you're going for the wrong guys. You're all about sex. I still can't get over the fact that she texted Whitney a naked picture and that said "open for business."
Yeah,
Like I can't get
that
past
says
it.
a lot
I can't
about
get
her.
past it.
No,
Like,
I can't
and you're
either.
more than that, Taylor.
Yeah.
You're more than just
Oh my God.
a thing for guys
It
to
was
play
to
with.
obviously get Shep jealous, and I just
Ew. Like you're so much more than that. Can we just find ourselves?
Yeah, but
Taylor, you're
what
better than
is
that.
she? Like, what is to her? I'm
don't
sorry to say this.
But
I
it's
didn't
bad.
mind her so much in the beginning when she was Shep's girlfriend, but
Yeah, I
she was
liked her.
showing her true colors. And when he cheated on her, which she says 3 million times,
She's just desperate.
it's like she's just still not over that.
She's desperado.
He's desperate. And yeah, I worry for her if she doesn't like have her own career and it's just the show, because this might be her last season. In my opinion, she doesn't really make sense for. She doesn't make sense in the show to me.
Yeah, it's not going to last forever.
Nor does, to your point, Rodrigo. I mean, maybe they'll show more of his life, but other than having a Dolly Parton dog party, what has?
Oh, the worst.
That wasn't really interesting, and that was last episode, right? Not this one, but.
Excuse me, I have to take a hunk break. Well, you keep talking. Let's talk about
I do one other thing I'll add with Taylor is she mentioned that Shep called her. Like, I guess he called her. He wanted to see if she wanted to have ice cream or a coffee.
That was nice.
So I guess, I think Shep seems to be somebody that
Sorry.
Shep does seem to be somebody that he likes to stay friendly with the exes. Right? So maybe that's what he's trying to do there.
I mean, oh my.
Okay.
Oh my. I don't know. Shep, I don't know. Shep can't. I mean, he's got this new girlfriend, but I know it doesn't work out with her. I think they're
already not together. And talk about what we were saying about Paige with Craig. This Sienna does not seem into Shep at all.
Good.
Like,
Shep
oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
that's okay. Like, give him a hard time. He needs that.
He does. Like,
to me, Shep is the kind of guy, the harder time you give him, the more he'll want to chase you.
He just wants to, go to Bahamas and Bermuda and wherever the heck she is. Is she Bahamas?
NASA. Yeah, Bahamas.
And just hang out.
Yeah. So when they're showing Shep, Craig, and Austin at lunch, and that was when Craig was talking about how he froze his sperm because in case something happens to him.
That was ridiculous.
That was a little strange.
And then when he throws out the microphone, I'm like, we don't need to watch Craig beat off in a room just to put his frozen pop on ice.
Yeah.
Like, ew.
Preserve in case he has an accident of some kind.
He's worried about it being stolen. He's like, do people generally come in here? She's like, no, it'll be safe. I'm like, great.
Yeah. He thinks very differently, Craig.
I can't believe that men freeze their sperm. I've never really heard of that, but I guess they do.
Yeah, I never heard of it either.
I guess, but people that have like cancer and stuff.
Okay, yeah, exactly. They must, or they're going to have some kind of surgery and they want to. Yeah, that would make sense. But like Craig is really taking it to another level, I guess. But
and he's like, "What are my testicles for?" And then he's like, "We see." He takes off the microphone, and I just write, "These guys are so dumb."
Yeah,
that's what I write. These guys are so dumb. In case he gets in an accident. Austin and Shep think it's BS that he wants kids way sooner than 2 or 3 years because he's talking to them about, Paige, which we brought up already.
Yeah. And he's talked about kids for years that he wants kids. He's always wanting this couple, married, kids
Christmas
life.
Time. You can get it in Charleston. Just get yourself a little blonde.
Oh, there's
going to be a girl throwing themselves at him.
He'll be fine. I think if we're going to go back to him and Paige, he'll be fine. She'll be fine. They will move on. 6 months from now, we're going to be talking about the whole new life that they've constructed for themselves.
Exactly.
Separately. They'll be fine.
Whitney and Pat. Pat is 83.
Pat is 83. She looks just as good as when it just started.
For 83.
Facelift maybe or two, but she looks excellent.
She says that your best friends are your dermatologist. She takes care of her teeth because when you have old teeth, then you look old. And
she's right about that.
Her
teeth are beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, she does what does she do all day? Just work on looking young.
I think so. Yeah,
in that
getting primmed and prepped.
Exactly.
Yeah,
prim and proper, prep.
And she's selling her house to Whitney.
Right, going into his trust. Because he would have to pay 46% in like taxes, which is crazy.
And that house, did she say it was worth $15 million?
Is probably something like that. I mean, it's a huge library. It's an old library.
Pretty amazing.
And then Whitney, what is with Whitney? He looks like a wax figure.
Well, let's talk about the hair.
Does he
first
have, with the blonde
tips?
Then he looked like a gay.
And I don't even. They're plugs.
And then
too.
when they
like,
showed him one
terrible.
where he's tan with a little like pencil thin mustache, he looked like a gay lion tamer.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here? Like, what is happening?
What is the name of the lion tamer duo? What was their names? The famous one.
Siegfried and Roy.
It's like he's one of them.
Siegfried and Roy. But he's so dry. He's like, living here is like curating a museum. And then he says,
he doesn't seem very nice either.
No, he just
like
seems
he's just not a nice. He's very pompous
and asinine. And he's like, living without Pat is like living without Dom Perignon. But where's the end? Like, because the world would be flat, like no champagne, no bubbles. Like he just said, living without her would be a world without Dom Perignon. Like
he needs
Whitney,
Dom Perignon in
that
his
is
life.
The most stupidest thing, the most unrelatable comment, and you didn't even tag it with a reason why. Well, why? Because the world would be, I'd say, without bubbles, without life, without sparkle, without bubble. No, he's the worst.
No,
he is the absolute worst. He adds nothing to his own show.
It is. Is he still producing?
It's like he's absolutely. He's the executive producer, but it's like he's over it. Like he's too good for his own show.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what but he's been that way since the beginning. He just has an awful personality.
No, he does. Yeah. A very, very sheltered life, living in a bubble.
Want to marry him.
Well, and also he just doesn't seem like he wants to marry somebody. So as Patricia says, she's going to kick the bucket and not have any grandkids.
But she's 83 now. What is she going to do with that grandchild? Not much. You think the grandchild will want to go get a facial with you? No. Okay, Whitney.
I think she's given up on the grandchild.
Leva and JT. JT talks to Leva about the condo with Madison.
Okay, right.
But that's what
Madison lit him up.
Yeah, that's
and she did. It was like,
have you seen
when he was walking toward her, she looked like one of those mob wives with the glasses.
Yeah, the big.
Like,
I know.
I'm ready for you.
But that's what I was kind of laughing at Madison.
It was
I'm like,
funny.
She thinks she's like the queen bee, which she's not. And he's like,
he was sitting there like the queen bee.
And he's like, I just sat there and took it. Why? Because she's like the head of the show now. Like she's the only woman. Like, I don't know. I
think
the whole thing is
he read, like she was really letting him know he read that completely wrong, and there's no way on earth that anyone would ever think that the two of them would have an affair. However, I have a soft spot still for JT. I felt really bad for him.
Yeah, I did too. Because he's just he's kind of just like, oh.
Yeah, like he totally defeated. And I don't even think he was trying to start a fight. I think that.
I don't think so. And she's mad at Craig because he lost Madison as a friend and it's Craig's fault. Screams Craig. So now probably next week he's going to talk to Craig about it.
Well, I think that he did Craig made up the bitch comment. I don't think JT really said
he did. Craig is like, as you said, a washwoman.
He's a washwoman, yeah.
Craig and Paige talking that she's now tackling his frog room.
Okay.
Front room over garage. I've never heard it.
Me neither.
I've never heard that.
That's a good one.
That's where Fonzie lived. He lived in the room over the garage.
Oh, that's right.
Remember? So Fonzie lived in a frog room.
That's right. Where the Cunningham's house was, right?
Okay. Yeah. He lived in the room over the garage.
That's right.
I want a room over my garage. I want a frog room now.
Yeah.
He wants to craft in the room. He wants to use his Cricut.
Yeah.
Wants his sewing machine out.
And Paige he wants to wrap gifts there. Didn't he say something about that?
Yeah, he's like, like a gift wrapping room. And she was like, no, people that have that are weird. And she's like, you never hemmed my pants in 3 years. Like, that's what I mean. Like, she just doesn't seem like she likes him all that much.
No, she's not. She's not into him. She's just not that into him.
And then why did him and Austin not do the podcast in person? And she's like, well, he's too hungover to do it.
Mm-hmm. But I think that she made a good point, or was it him, that they should use that room to do the podcast in, and they should do it together, just like you and I do. It's like, you don't want to do it online with somebody. It's not as effective.
And especially when they live in the same, literally, like
town.
Probably, 10 minutes away from each other?
Yeah. exactly. So
I don't know.
so
Craig's
then we
priority is work.
mhm.
His whole life is work. And then he
Mhm.
has this little showdown with Austin at the end. Oh, God.
That was a little stupid.
It is stupid, but they just, what's his name?
They're like two
Austin.
women fighting.
Yeah, like, he's like, I don't know what you
You don't
want.
want to spend time with
I
me
built
anymore. You
this
just want a
pool.
drinking buddy.
I bought you this pool. I built this pool.
Okay,
You
yeah.
guys don't want, I told you to come over anytime and use it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to pick on Craig for a minute.
Sure.
It's only 4 episodes, but he's not showing himself so much. So I know Craig has built his empire and he's busy with work and New York and everything else he has going on, but he isn't in the show so much, right?
Well,
Like,
he's like
he
hanging
wasn't at
out in his
Patricia's party.
backyard.
He wasn't at the doggy party.
Well,
I mean,
he's like,
he's busy, I know.
yeah,
But don't be beyond the show yet. If
Yeah.
you leave, then you could be with Martha Stewart and do your thing.
right.
But
It's very clear, you're there without the show, it would be nothing. You wouldn't
exactly.
have
And
built
he
this
wouldn't
up.
have gotten to where he is without the show. And I'm
Of
sure
course
he
not.
knows that. But it's just be involved in the show. Shep is still Shep in the show. So is
Yeah.
Austin. I'll give it to him. So is Madison.
Right.
But
no, he
Craig is
needs to
kind
be
of
around
on the
more.
peripheral.
Yeah.
So get yourself engaged in there,
Right. You could still go out with your friends. You just don't have to booze.
Don't booze or have a beer, go out for 4 hours and have a beer and water. I don't know.
Or 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah, just, engage yourself. That might have been more of where Austin was coming from.
Right.
Like, and they do show points where Austin or Shep are trying to call Craig and his phone is shut off. So he shuts himself off a bit.
Well, because he doesn't want to screw up. He doesn't want to screw up his image.
His business, maybe his relationship, which now is no more. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
I'll pick on Craig a little. Maybe he's going to get more involved. We'll see.
I mean, Miss Pat, they have the B-Day, the dinner, and the
Yeah.
fact that they didn't invite him,
Well,
was
she said she thought he was in Modesto or something,
Yeah,
right? She thought he was out of town. Maybe that's why she didn't ask him. But they said they haven't seen him in months. Didn't
Yeah,
she
well,
say
she was
that?
saying,
Or that
well,
he was at the
just
Easter
there on
party.
Easter, so,
That's
that's when he brought up the whole thing about JT called you a bitch and everything. So if he wasn't there for 5 minutes, I mean, he made sure he made trouble. And then now,
Yeah.
he wasn't at the party. And then the next day when he shows up to have their little talk, and he's like, you realize you're talking about me and my absence at the party I wasn't invited to. How crazy that sounds.
Yeah.
I think Craig is just too stupid for Paige. I think that might be it too.
That
He's just
could
a
be.
big dum-dum.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I
a
mean?
little
He's
bit.
a himbo.
Look, give him credit. He is an
But he's
amazingly
not,
successful
as
business.
Shep points out, yeah, but he's not the one doing it. It's the guy who's running it all. He's just the face of it.
Now with Shep, see, that's the other thing too. I detect jealousy from Shep and Austin?
Shep?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
So was Shep saying that out of jealousy?
their little Peter Pan world, they
Yes.
don't want, if you're leaving the world, they're going to start stamping their feet like, oh, that just makes me look bad or what have you.
Like I'm still 40 or 35 or however
Shep
old
is
you are,
almost
and I'm still
50. Shep
partying.
is 45.
Okay, so if you're 45, Shep, and you're still living this life
He's
where the
still
mailbox
living this
money,
dum-dum, and he's this other weirdo thing that he did. I forget the name of it. That that thing.
Mhm.
They're never going to change. That's who they are. That's who they're going to be.
Yeah.
And when somebody leaves their little tribe,
Mhm.
okay. And then Austin's like, I just miss my buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. He's like, you miss your drinking buddy. You're right. But Shep will always point out
Mhm.
that Craig is not the brains behind it. And yeah, is he a little jealous? I'm sure he is.
Yeah. I think he is.
Because he just
'Cause
sees
Craig
Craig as
just
the
seems
big
like
dum-dum.
I am moving on.
He was always
I am beyond this frat boy.
right, and he was always the one to point out
Bromance.
about him not passing the bar, and about
Yeah.
the whole,
His shortcomings.
mess with the bull, you'll get the horn type
Yeah.
of thing, and Shep. That's not a good side of Shep, I don't think.
No,
Just
it doesn't
not a-
make Shep it makes him feel better about himself. It doesn't make him look like a good person.
it's
to
just
talk
it's
like
not,
that.
It's not.
It's insecurity.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. There's
It's
a lot
just
of
not
insecurity
great
there.
that he likes to, point that out. So basically, that's it. Oh, but I giggled to myself.
Yeah.
It's a tie-in to Real Housewives of New York.
Okay.
At dinner, at Pat's birthday dinner, you hear off camera Austin say, "I'll have a mezcal and Negroni." And I'm like, see? Aaron and Abe did not invent mezcal. Like they're claiming.
Okay. But
anyway,
was it their mezcal?
Maybe that wasn't their mezcal. It wasn't their mezcal. But I'm just laughing because I'm like, see? Other people know what it is.
You pick up on these things.
Yeah, I do. I just always I'll catch things that he wasn't on camera saying. It was off camera.
Okay.
But I just got a little gag. I was like, see, Aaron and Abe? It's in Charleston, too. I wonder how it got there.
Yeah, so they did not bring it to the United States themselves.
No, I mean, maybe they think. And then Whitney, I love that Whitney lies about, I just wanted to throw that back in. He's like, Mom, I love you. Amazing 77 years. It's like she just told us she was 83.
She's 83.
So why
is he making her 6 years younger?
Whitney looks like he's going through a sex change. He really does. He really looks like he's going through a sex change.
He's in transition.
What the fuck is wrong with him? Is it too much Botox?
He's wearing makeup.
Is it too much Botox? Is it?
Yeah. He got Botox.
Botox. I don't understand what's going on.
I don't understand it either.
I don't get it.
He does not look good. And how old is Whitney? Is he 60?
He's on his way.
Okay, he's on his way to 60.
I don't think he's 60 yet, but I think
and he's really trying to look 25 with that messy hair with the tips.
He just
plugs,
looks stupid.
Botox.
He looks like Ryan Seacrest when in the first season of American Idol when he had
the
frosted tips. He had the frosted tips, and it was like, whoa. I'm surprised Ryan has a career based on those frosted tips.
He looked pretty bad that season.
And his Rebird, his boner band, which is boner backward, rebound.
Oh yeah, right.
Or whatever it is, but it's all I know is it's boner backwards.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so this is what we're dealing with.
Yeah, that's
in any
the man that doesn't want to grow up. Okay, so
we are back. New year.
We are back.
Season 2. I guess, is this considered season 2 of our podcast?
Yeah, because we started, April or May of last year?
Last year. I don't know if we have to wait a whole year to call season 2 or we just say season 2 because now we're in a new year. I don't know. We'll have to check with our EP on that.
We will. Yeah, we'll ask him.
Producer Steve. We'll have to ask him what he thinks.
Producer Steve.
But we are back. I hope you enjoyed our little, did have our little week hiatus there. So
yeah, we had a little
We are
break.
Officially back.
Yeah. And it's been a little quiet in the Bravo world. Yeah, so now the shows are starting up again.
Bravo verse was a little quiet.
It was a little quiet. They weren't showing any shows. They were taking a nice break. Some news going on, but nothing really.
Crazy. We had to take a time off to have rhinovirus and norovirus.
We needed to be sick.
All right. Well, listen. We're out from the living room, but the living room, I can't even talk. I can't even. The living room is officially open in 2025.
It is.
All right. We'll see.
Here's to a great year.
Here's to a great year. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.